The trade deadline is in the books, and we have made it to the All-Star break here in the Portland Trailblazers MyNBA franchise here on NBA 2K24. And now that the trade deadline is done, all hands are on deck to try to position ourselves for a potential playoff run. We have made it through the deadline, and we decided not to make any moves. There weren't really any big trades I was looking to make, and I like the roster the way it is currently, so we decided to stand pat. That doesn't mean there wasn't a lot of movement in the league, though. We had some massive trades, including Giannis Antetokounmpo going to the Spurs, De'Aaron Fox to New Orleans, Chris Middleton to the Pistons, Brook Lopez to the Suns, and Lauri Markkanen being swapped for Jabari Smith. The Rockets are going all in on a title, while other teams out west ended up getting better as well, which certainly could hurt our potential playoff chances, as we're currently tied for the final playoff spot with the Los Angeles Clippers. And the Pelicans now with De'Aaron Fox are probably going to do some catching up. As for the East, the Cavs are the clear number one with a lot of teams behind. Boston's well in the running as well. It looks like a two-horse race over there. Our team has been super banged up, but we should have Shaedon Sharpe and DeAndre Ayton fully healthy for the second half of the year. And hopefully it won't take too long for Ochai Agbaji to join them as well. So let's start by briefly going through the All-Star stuff, and then we'll go through the opening portion here of the second half of our season. And that'll start with the Rising Stars Challenge, headlined by Scoot Henderson on Team USA. I was expecting to see Darius Springer here, but unfortunately he's not on the list. Instead, we've got Vasilije Micic, who is not having a good year. He's averaging 5 points on less than 40% shooting from the field. He's injured, so he's not going to be able to play. And best of all, he's not even from the U.S. So that's like 0 for 3 on the requirements of being on Team USA, yet they gave him the spot over Springer. As for Team World, not as much talent, but obviously they've got Victor Wembanyama. So DeAndre Ayton is now fully healthy, as expected. So is Shaedon Sharpe. Those guys will be officially good to go for the second half of the year. We'll be simcasting the Rising Stars Challenge with Team USA on the right side, Team World on the left. Team USA had a big lead early, but it's Team World who ends up taking care of business. They win by 18. Scoot leads Team USA in scoring with 17 points, albeit on 18 shots, also leading the team in terms of minutes and field goal attempts. As for some of the other notable performers, Omarion Knight for Team World at 22. Wemby had 21, 12, and 5. And so now that'll bring us to All-Stars Saturday night, which is the three-point contest and the dunk contest. We've got a lot of star power in the three-point contest with Stephen Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Luka Doncic, Blazer legend Damian Lillard, Desmond Bane, and Nikola Jokic. Imagine if he started shooting 47% from three. As for the dunk contest, the reigning champion Scoot Henderson is back, joined by Asar Thompson, Jalen Green, and then the last spot was supposed to be Shaedon Sharpe, but with his injury, he was taken off the list and will be replaced by Darius Springer. The Blazers have all these ridiculous athletes on this squad, and we're going to be getting guys in the dunk contest. Last year, it was Scoot and Sharpe. This year, it was supposed to be Scoot and Sharpe, but instead, it's Scoot and Springer. So we're going to be using both guys. Keep in mind the dunk contest is a little bit different in 2K compared to real life. There's only 2 rounds, and there's not as much customization with the dunks, so we just kind of have to make do. We'll start with Scoot Henderson. Throws it up. Okay, not a bad start. Scoot Henderson, the reigning dunk contest champion, goes for a nice little through the legs and throwing it down hard. He gets a 46, a very good score to open things up here for Scoot Henderson. That'll bring up Asar Thompson, the second-year pro with the Detroit Pistons. His twin brother, Amen Thompson, was in the dunk contest last year, representing the Houston Rockets. And we'll see what Asar has up his sleeve here as he goes for the windmill. That was pretty boring. Do you guys remember in the Sonic series when I reenacted some of the worst dunks? I'm pretty sure I could do that, albeit not on a 10-foot rim because I'm short, but still, a 30. That's a well-deserved score. That was not a good dunk. Asar's my guy. I love him, but that was... What are we doing here? It's a dunk contest. Jalen Green is coming up next, representing the Houston Rockets. Green on the last year of his rookie deal, in line for a potential max here in restricted free agency as he starts with a miss. Not a great start for Jalen Green. Look at Scoot heckling him. Jalen Green's second attempt will go through, and that was honestly a pretty nice dunk. Behind the back is not easy. and then he sends it with the left. He didn't put a ton of power in that dunk, but behind the back is tricky. And sure enough, he would end up getting a pretty solid score at a 44. Not quite as high as Scoot's number, but still pretty good. And that'll bring us to the rookie out of Duke, Darius Springer. Springer's had some cool dunks this year, but I would not have expected him to be here. And that's pretty nice. He does a little rockabye reverse as he sends the peace sign to the crowd. Solid dunk here for Springer to wrap up the first round. He only gets a 32, though. I feel like that's a little disrespectful. I feel like his dunk was almost as good as Scoot and Jalen Green's, and it was significantly better than Asar Thompson's, but not a very good first score for Springer. For the purpose of suspense, we're going to go in order of their first round scores. So we'll start with Asar Thompson here. His first dunk was not a very good one. He got a 30, so he's taking his time of thinking what to do because he knows he needs something good here. And, okay, that's a little better. 360, hanging on the rim. Nothing too exciting. That's not going to be enough to win, most likely. But at least it was better than his first dunk. And sure enough, he gets a 36, which in comparison to his 30, I think seems pretty fair. Next up, we've got the rookie, Darius Springer. He will need at least a 34 to stay alive. Although if he wants to win, he's going to need something higher. Springer's going to throw it up. There's Springer with some power. I think he basically did the same dunk as he did in the first round, but he threw it up for himself, which is a little bit more challenging. So since he got a 32 last time, I was expecting probably mid to high 30s here. No, he gets a 50! 5-0! Can we at least be consistent, judges? His first dunk was the same and he got a 32. So his score is now an 82, which is certainly not going to be an easy mark for Jalen Green to beat. And now Darius Springer has got a shot to win this. Green's dunk isn't anything too crazy. He goes for a windmill as he's looking out at the binoculars, I guess. Let's take a look at the replay here. Again, that's not even really a windmill. He gets a 36, which gives him a total score of an 80, which is lower by 2 points than Springer. So that means a Blazer will win the dunk contest. Will it be Scoot or will it be Springer? Scoot needs a 36 to tie, a 37 or more to get the win. And okay, now that's a real windmill. He also jumped outside of the restricted area, outside of the paint. So I think that makes it all the more impressive. He got up there, but I feel like that was kind of a weak-ish dunk. He just wants to make sure he gets the win. And he gets a 37, which means he's barely going to squeak away from Darius Springer by just 1 point. 83 to 82. Scoot Henderson wins the slam dunk contest for a second consecutive season, narrowly defeating his teammate. So we've got another Blazer winning the dunk contest. That's pretty exciting. Scoot Henderson wins it once again, while Steph Curry wins the three-point contest. That'll bring us to the NBA All-Star Game, Team Giannis against Team Luka. I think they're supposed to have an Eastern Conference captain and a Western Conference captain, so it's kind of awkward that Giannis was traded to the West, but okay. There's Team Giannis, and here's a look at Team Luka. They've got some injuries, though. Jason Tatum is dinged up. Evan Mobley, first-time All-Star, is out, so we'll probably see some replacements. I don't think either replacements would be Blazers because the two injured players are in the Eastern Conference. So Team Luka's on the left, Team Giannis is on the right. Team Giannis wins in a low-scoring game. They're playing defense in the All-Star Game. Giannis with 23, 13, and 5, winning the All-Star Game's MVP. As for some of the replacements, they've got Brandon Miller in there in just his second season. He's an all-star. How about that? As for Team Luka, Ja Morant and LeBron James lead the way with 15 each. Team Luka shoots 2 for 26 from 3. It's an all-star game. Why are you guys playing defense? Or maybe they just had a case of the 2018 Houston Rockets. I don't know. So as we go into the second half of the season with Shaedon Sharpe and DeAndre Ayton healthy, we're going to do some experimenting. We're going to try Anthony Simons off the bench as the sixth man. With Shaedon Sharpe injured, Simons has had more usage, and he's been honestly more productive. So I think having him come off the bench is going to lead to more usage and more opportunities with the ball in his hands because he's going to be the go-to scorer. He's still going to get the same amount of minutes, so it's not like he's going to be on the floor less, but he's just going to have more opportunities offensively to be the main initiator and scorer. We're going to play against Orlando, simulating the first two games after the All-Star break against the Hornets and the Grizzlies. Memphis is obviously pretty good. I think they're currently second in the West. And Charlotte is no slouch either. We obviously saw them in double overtime a couple episodes ago. Darius Springer suffers a hyperextended knee. Not a big deal, but he will not be available for our game against Orlando. The good news is we win both games we play, beating the Hornets by just 2 and then beating the Grizzlies by 10. So that'll bring us into our matchup here on the road against a really good Orlando Magic team who have actually passed Boston. They've climbed up to second in the Eastern Conference, led by, obviously, Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. They've got some good young players on this team. They've drafted a lot of guards recently with guys like Anthony Black and Tyson Ledbetter. Of course, they signed Lonzo Ball as well. But the focal points here are Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, who are two very talented players. That duo is going to be really good, and I think this Orlando team has a great future. Scoot Henderson's been balling out since his injury. He's joined by Sharp, Little, Jeremy Grant, and DeAndre Ayton. Grant getting the start with Springer injured. I also want to point out that the Blazers are wearing their city jerseys. I know it's not a home game, and that's usually when you wear them, but 2K just put the city jerseys in the game. Most of the city jerseys are terrible, but I think the Blazers is actually pretty nice. And even though it's not a home game, I wanted an excuse to wear it because it's new. Wendell Carter wins the tip against Ayton. And we are underway here in Orlando. It's Disney World. Little inside for dominating. DeAndre Ayton with the early slam, guarded by his fellow draft classmate, Wendell Carter Jr. Tied at 2. Here's Lonzo Ball at the top of the key. Gets some room and lets it fly. Lonzo's had a pretty solid season here in Orlando, but most importantly, he's been able to stay healthy, which has obviously been the concern with him. Here's Sharp off the screen. Connects on the 3. Nice move by Shaedon Sharp to get open and hit the triple. Good to see Sharp healthy after missing some time as Wendell Carter hits the open 3 in the corner. 8-7. Here comes Scoot. Blows by Lonzo. Scoot Henderson inside with the layup. The slam dunk contest champion is in for the basket. He's now got 4 points as it's 11-8. Banchero guarded by Jeremy Grant. Here's Paolo inside. No good. Nice defense. And unfortunately, it looks like Jeremy Grant got hip there. It appears he's grabbing at his right hip. So that's not good with Springer already out, and now Grant's hurt. The Blazers are going to be without some size. Anthony Simons in the game, quickly making his mark as he's in for the and 1. The Blazers are rocking with a 3-guard lineup and 6'5" Nasir Little at the 4. Lonzo bullies Henderson in for the layup. Lonzo showing off his toughness and strength inside as it's 15-10 in favor of the Trailblazers. Lonzo inside again, scoring in contact. That was better defense by Henderson, but it won't matter. 15-12. Jet Howard brings it up to Wagner in the corner for Lonzo Ball, who seemingly cannot miss. Lonzo already with 10 here within the first 5 minutes of the game. Henderson with a crossover. Henderson's got Little open at the top of the key. 4-3. Nasir Little knocks it down. Little quietly is having a really inefficient shooting season. 37% from the field and 32% from 3. Paolo inside in transition. There's an and 1 off the steal. Little called for the foul, and the Magic take the lead, although Paolo would miss the 3 throw. Here's Henderson. 360 layup is good. Nice play by Scoot Henderson to put Portland back ahead. 20-19. Banchero now. Hello! Paolo! Me oh my! Paolo Banchero with the slam over fellow top draft pick Ben Simmons. Here's Lonzo with it. Lonzo Ball inside again. Acrobatic and shifty. He's got 14 already. Pass from Melton is intercepted by Wendell Carter. In transition, here's Howard. Inside over to Banchero on the wing. He hits the line 2. The best offense is good defense. Orlando with the steal, scoring in transition. 1-point lead. Here's Shaedon Sharp. Looks to drive by Isaac. And Shaedon Sharp is in for the slam. We didn't get treated to this in the dunk contest, so we'll take it now instead. Jonathan Isaac's supposed to be known for his defense, but clearly not on that play. Here's Anthony Black in the corner. Gets it over to Franz Wagner for 3. Wagner knocks it down, and Orlando is ahead. Anthony Simons will dribble out the clock. It looks like he wants the last shot. Tightly guarded by Anthony Black, who's a great defender. Step back at the buzzer is good! Anthony Simons ties it at 28. In what has been a very competitive game so far. Really back and forth between these two teams early on. Can either team get some lead in the second quarter as Melton's in for the open layup? Good pass by Simons. Here comes Shaedon Sharp now. Over to Simmons in the corner for Nikola Jovic. He hits the 3. Jovic is going to get some extra run today with Jeremy Grant out for the game and Springer obviously injured. There's Wagner with the steal out to Black. Anthony Black with the slam. And it's now a 5, make it a 3-point game. Simons blows by Black, and Simons throws it down! He baptizes Jonathan Isaac. Wouldn't be the first time. He says, "Get down, young man!" What a slam for Simons! 5-point game. Here's Sharp. He dunks on Jonathan Isaac now. Man, everybody is dunking on Jonathan Isaac. Jeez. 7-point game, make it a 5-point game. Here's Lonzo out to Wagner. Wagner inside. Floats in the layup. I'm surprised he didn't go for the dunk. Even with this dunk fest by the Trailblazers, the Magic is keeping it close. They're only down by 1. Here's Wagner for 3. And the lead. Franz Wagner knocks it down. And it's a 2-point Magic lead with 4 to go in the half. Shot clock winding down. Here's Sharp at the buzzer. It's good. Sharp has 11, but he's missed a lot of shots early in this game, really trying to get his feet wet as we're knotted up. Here's Wendell Carter. Hands it off to Denny Avdia. Back to Carter for 3. It's good. Wendell Carter Jr. knocks down the triple. Orlando has shot the ball a lot better from deep than the Blazers have here in the first half. Here's Little. He gets one right back, saying what you can do, I can do better. 50-52. Jet Howard now knocks down the triple, the son of longtime NBA veteran and now Michigan head coach Juwan Howard. Jet, of course, played his 1 year of college ball at Michigan. There's Shaedon Sharp with the slam. He's now got 13 as it's a 3-point game. Here's Paolo. Hands it off to Lonzo Ball after his hot first quarter, picking up right where he left off. He hits the long 2 to put the Magic ahead by 5. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Here's Isaac guarded by Simons. This is a mismatch, and Jonathan Isaac will capitalize. Not a whole lot Inferno really could have done there. 7-point game. Not a lot of time left in the half. Here's Sharp. Inside for Ben Simmons with the slam. It looked like Sharp was going to shoot it, but he found the open passing lane for Simmons. 5-point game. Here's Banchero with it inside. No good. Nice defense by Simmons. Portland looking to run the floor quickly under 4 to go. Here's Ayton in the corner. Shaedon Sharp at the buzzer. Bang! Shaedon Sharp for 3. And the Trailblazers bring it within 2 going into the half. A big end to the second quarter here for the Portland Trailblazers as they're only down 59-57. Shaedon Sharp leading the way with 16 points. DeAndre Ayton with damn near a double-double as well. As for the Magic, Lonzo Ball's been great with 18, 14 of which came in the first quarter. Both offenses have looked really good so far. We'll see if they can keep it going here in the second half as we're now tied. Here's Banchero for 3. It's good. Paolo Banchero hits the bottom of the net, and that'll put the Magic ahead by 3. Here is Scoot out to Nikola Jovic. We're knotted up at 62. Good response by Jovic. Orlando back ahead now. Here's Scoot Henderson looking for the screen. Henderson with a wide open lane. That is too damn easy. And Scoot Henderson capitalizes. Tied at 64. Here is Wagner off the pick and roll out to Wendell Carter, who fools Jovic. Not a great defensive play there by the youngster as the Magic nearly turn it over, but Paolo's wide open on the wing. He misses the 3. Carter with the rebound, out to Lonzo Ball. Third time's the charm, and we are knotted up at 68. Can't be allowing offensive rebounds like that. Portland's back ahead, though. Here's Simons inside. He's blocked at the rim. Blazers get it back, though. It's Nasir Little. His pass is tipped, and will it be stolen away? It's not. Sharp gets it back to Little for the slam. That was a very ugly and unconventional possession, but hey, 2 points are 2 points. 72-68. Here comes Sharp inside. Good defense by the Magic, but Shaedon Sharp is able to make the play. 74-70. Here's Ayton. He's got a double-double. 10 and 13. Ayton's trapped. Somebody's going to be open in the corner. It's Chris Murray who knocks down the 3 in limited playing time. Murray has been so much more efficient than he was last year, which doesn't really say much. As Ayton blocks Lonzo in transition. Here's Shaedon Sharp. Takes it himself, and he misses the layup. That was a great opportunity for the Blazers to really add to their momentum. But instead, they don't capitalize off the turnover, and Carter's wide open in the paint. We are within 5. Make it 7. Here's Ayton out to DeAnthony Melton. Melton gets it over to Simons for Ayton. Great ball movement by the Trailblazers. Unselfish basketball continues to be the way here for Portland. Wagner nearly loses it out to Lonzo. Wide open for 3. Lonzo continues to be probably the best player on the floor tonight as it's a 6-point game. Here's Anthony Black. He crosses over Henderson and cuts the lead in half. Anthony Black makes it 71-68. Here is Simons with the screen. Simons lobs it up. Dominating with the slam. DeAndre Ayton with a powerful dunk as the Trailblazers continue to have control here in the third quarter, albeit not by too much. Ayton's pass is intercepted by Lonzo Ball. He gets it over to Paolo Banchero, who sends it home. Paolo, of course, a native of the Pacific Northwest, as it's 83-80. Here's Scoot off the screen, takes it himself, misses the layup, but Ayton's there for the offensive rebound and the putback. He's now got 16 and 16. We could be looking at a 20-20 game with him. Here is Simons. Fadeaway three ball is good. Big shot for Simons. 8-point lead with 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Banchero, no good. Nice defense by Little. Paolo's down, so the Blazers are going to have a 5-on-4 opportunity, waiting for somebody to get open. Little now guarded by Black. Has Scoot open in the corner for three. No good. Magic with the rebound. They'll call time. I don't know how the Blazers did not take advantage of that 5-on-4 possession, but obviously the bigger deal for Orlando is the Paolo Banchero injury. Three ball, no good. Portland's going to have to heave it up. It's Melton, and it nearly falls. That'll wrap up the third quarter. An excellent quarter of basketball for the Trailblazers as they outscore the Magic by 10. They lead at 88-80 going into the fourth. Here's Wagner for three. That was pretty pathetic defense, I won't lie. 5-point game now. Here's Shaedon Sharpe with it. Sharpe! Hello! Shaedon Sharpe sends it down. What a dunk for Shaedon Sharpe. Oh my God, a 360 windmill. 7-point game. Here's Melton off the catch. Quickly ignites the triple. The weatherman predicted heavy rain here in Disney World. Wagner adds to the rain showers himself as he hits a three. Another former Michigan Wolverine. The Magic love their Michigan players. They've got like 4 on this roster. Here is Sharpe off the glass. Sweet kiss. And it's a 13-point game, the biggest lead all night. Sharpe off to a hot start in the fourth quarter. Keeps it going. Fadeaway three ball. And it's a 16-point lead for the Trailblazers. We'll see if they can hold on with 6.5 to go. Avdiya Black, who lobs it up. And the throwdown falls for the Magic. Anthony Black is such a great passer, arguably the best in his draft class. If not him, it's probably Scoot Henderson, who knocks down the open three. 107-92. Banchero back in the game. What a shot. No good, though, but Wendell Carter gets the putback. Orlando trying to hang around. They're not out of it, per se, but Portland is certainly in the driver's seat as Scoot Henderson in for the dunk. Big play there by Scoot, showing off some power. 109-98. Here's Shaedon Sharpe inside. Sharpe passes it out to Nasir Little. Back to Sharpe. He gets it over to Henderson. Sharpe with room at the top of the key. What great off-ball movement by Shaedon Sharpe. His offense and scoring ability this year has been ignited by his ability to move off the ball. And that play ends up being the dagger. The Blazers, after trailing at halftime, win by 21. 127-106 your final. This game was definitely closer than the score suggested. It was really neck and neck up until probably a couple minutes to go in the third. And then we just really started to run away with it. Our offense caught fire. Shaedon Sharpe, I think, had like 24 in the fourth quarter or something ridiculous. Franz Wagner was very impressive. He had 31 points, and he was pretty efficient overall. 50% plus from the field, 5 of 9 from 3. Lonzo Ball was obviously great early in this game with 25 and 8. He did cool down after the first quarter. Carter with a double-double. Banchero was underwhelming. Obviously, he got hurt, but still, 15 points on 7 of 25. Not ideal. As for the Blazers, Shaedon Sharpe was phenomenal today. He finishes with a career-high 44 points. I think he had 26 in the second half, and to be specific, he had like 24 in the fourth quarter. So that's a career high for him, by the way, and he did it with really efficient shooting. 17 of 27 from the field is a great mark, and he was pretty good from 3 as well, 4 for 7. He didn't necessarily rely on the 3 ball, but he hit it for decent volume and obviously high efficiency. Shaedon Sharpe continuing to really blossom into a star right in front of our eyes. 21 and 25 for DeAndre Ayton, second most rebounds he's had in a game. Obviously, he had 32 earlier in the year against the Spurs. Nearly a double-double for Scoot. Simons was solid. Little was solid. Overall, the offense was really good today. We were super efficient, whether it was inside and out. The Magic's defense did not have any answer for us. So we're going to simulate the next couple of weeks, getting closer and closer to the end of the year as we'll get through our next 6 games against the Heat, Wizards, Hawks, Pistons, Timberwolves, and Nets. Shaedon Sharpe sprains his right foot, so he continues to be banged up, which sucks because obviously he's been playing really well. We've made it to the contract deadline, and the only guy who is eligible to be re-signed is Ben Simmons. I don't think we're going to give him an offer for right now. He wants around $12 million a year. Ochai Agbaji back from injury. That's pretty exciting. He missed around a month, but he returns. Jeremy Grant is back from the injury that he suffered in the game against Orlando. And then eventually Shaedon Sharpe would return. So that means we are now fully healthy for the first time in probably like 2 months. So this is what we're going to have the rotation look like with Agbaji in the starting lineup. Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons will lead the bench unit, as we ended up going 2-4 in the games we simulated. Obviously, we had some injuries in there, but would have loved to have won a few of those. We had a lot of blowouts. I think 3 games were decided by at least 30 points. Right now, it looks like there's a clear top 5 in the West, and we are currently in 6th, and there's a few teams in our group. Minnesota's been playing really well. The Clippers are there. The Pelicans are there. Minnesota playing well kind of sucks because of our 3 first-round picks. It looks like none of them are going to be in the lottery unless one of us or Minnesota completely falls off the face of the earth, and hopefully that won't be us, especially because we don't have any injuries, which is really exciting. Now, knowing our injury luck, that might change soon, but for now, we don't have any. I want to highlight some guys who've been playing really well since the All-Star break. Scoot is averaging 23 and 6, and he's doing it on ridiculous efficiency. 53% from the field, 41% from 3. My God. DeAndre Ayton averaging 18 and 14 since the break. He's really stepped up, and his efficiency's been pretty solid across the board. Darius Springer has been playing out of his mind. Obviously, we didn't get to see him against Orlando, but he's averaging around 16 and 9. The efficiencies aren't great, but in the 7 games he's played since the injury, he's gotten 4 double-doubles. He's a rebounding machine. He only had 3 double-doubles prior to the All-Star break, and he already has 4 more. So it's good to see him really playing well. He's clearly upset he did not get picked for the Rising Stars game. We now have a month left to go in the season. I think we're going to do 2 more episodes here for this regular season, and I think we're going to have our next set of prospect profiles in the next episode. I know some people have been curious about when that'll be back. I think it'll be next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.